Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, according to your time zones. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 8B. Myself, Priyanshi Goyal, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 10th World Conference on Information Communication Systems, Software, Security, and Sustainability, WorldS4 2026. London, UK. The 10th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in London, UK, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom from 29th to 30th of July 2026. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 6 presentations. Please note that each presenter will be given 12 minutes for the presentations and 3 minutes for question and answers. On 10 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder. I request everyone to kindly adhere to the designated time. I also request the participants to check their network so that there are no challenges in between the session and to turn on your camera while you're presenting. Please make sure your mics are turned off when other participants are sharing their work. There's also one more request that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session. We have 2 chairs in this session, Ma'am Dr. Anuradha Yankika and Sir Dr. Rangit Kuriakose. Dr. Anuradha will be joining us in a while. She is facing some technical errors, but I'll still give you a brief introduction about her. Dr. Anuradha is an assistant professor at Department of CSE Artificial Intelligence at Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology, Pune, India. She has published more than 30 research articles in reputed journals with SCIE, Web of Science, Scopus Indexing, and she has also published many book chapters and patents. Her research interests include data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and parallel computing. We also have another chair, as mentioned before, Dr. Rangit Kuriakose. He is an associate professor in the Department of Electrical, Electronic, and Computer Systems Engineering at the Central University of Technology, South Africa. With over 14 years of professional teaching and engineering experience, his core expertise spans digital twins, blockchain technology, advanced manufacturing, and AI-based reinforcement learning. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. Before commencing this session, I request you to share a few words of encouragement for our participants.
Thank you very much, Priyanshi. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to all our participants. It is indeed a privilege to be part of this conference. I would not like to take a lot of time from everyone, but I'd like to wish everyone all the very best. It looks like a very exciting session with lots of very interesting research that's been done. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much, and all the best to all the presenters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And with that, I would like to begin the session for today. First up, I would like to request Sir Israel Herrera Miranda to kindly present his paper titled Digital Agenda and Public Policies in Mexico, ICT, Artificial Intelligence and Higher Education. Do we have you here with us, sir? Sir, you're on mute. You are still on mute.
I am sending a request for you to allow me to present.
Yes, give me a second. You can now share your screen.
Yeah, I can. Can I?
Yes, please.
All right. I hope I will do it. Good. Okay.
Yes, your screen is visible.
This is the paper presentation, Digital Agenda and Public Policies in Mexico, Information and Communication Technologies, Artificial Intelligence and Higher Education Governance 2024-2030. This study analyzes Mexico's digital strategy under the government of President Claudia Sheinbaum's Pardo administration 2024-2030, focusing on the integration of artificial intelligence in public administration and higher education. It highlights the creation of the Agency of Digital Transformation and Telecommunications and the new 2025 law as a cornerstone for achieving technological sovereignty and reducing the digital divide. The study also analyzes how the Mexican government's new digital agenda aligns public innovation with educational policies to reduce technological gaps and preserve digital sovereignty. It evaluates the institutional role for newly established regulatory bodies and laws and assesses the disruptive impact of generative artificial intelligence on higher education paradigms. There are structural technological barriers in Mexico, like the emerging nations face critical disparities in softwares, hardware, and physical infrastructure, especially in rural areas, needed for data transmission and artificial intelligence deployment. Bridging this gap requires developing high-level human capital alongside state-led public innovation strategies to ensure long-term technological autonomy. These emerging technological waves, for example, the artificial general intelligence, are transforming global governance and public administration. Public sectors must swiftly build internal technological capacities to handle planetary scale economic, social, and administrative disruptions. For example, today, it has been an unprecedented pace of artificial intelligence adoption. It took ChatGPT 2 months to disperse on a planetary scale. Historical innovations took decades to achieve global adoption. Landline telephones required 90 years, electricity took 60 years, and the internet took 7 years. In contrast, modern artificial intelligence platforms reached universal dispersion in just 2 months, forcing government and educational institutions to rapidly build adaptive policy responses. This study employs a qualitative, documentary, and reflective analytical framework to examine digital governance evolution in Mexico. It integrates empirical indicators from Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, Digital Government Index, with national empirical survey datasets from Mexican higher education institutions. We have a framework here, three columns. We present the structure of our investigation. In the first column, we show analytical pillar, digital governance benchmark, higher education, artificial intelligence adoption, and public and policy legal architecture, and educational strategy review. On the other column, primary data source, or ECD Digital Government Index, a national survey on generative artificial intelligence in higher education, the National Development Plan in Mexico, the Ministry of Public Education 10-point strategy. Key focus and scope, the third column evaluates 6 policy dimensions across Latin America and Caribbean region, analyzes adoption trends among 60% of Mexican students and faculty members, examines ADTT, creation, telecom law, and national sovereignty, assesses digital literacy, ethical boundaries, and curricular overhauls. Mexico shows a strong performance in digital by design and user-driven institutional framework relative to Latin American regional averages. However, significant structural challenges persist in proactivity, open by default, and government as a platform. Dimensions. Transitioning from traditional e-government to a proactive digital state requires robust open data policies and human-centric services delivery. Under President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, crossing-cutting Axis 2 of the National Development Plan positions public innovation as a driver for national development. The state organizes physical, technological, and human capacities to modernize administration, boost efficiency, and uphold administrative transparency. Established under the Telecommunications and Broadcasting Law 2025, the Agency for Digital Transformation and Telecommunication leads federal digital strategy. The ADTT coordinates digital infrastructure, reduces administrative red tape, and guarantees equitable internet access to preserve national technological sovereignty. Digital identities, the national projects, the digital identity framework, and streamlines public services interaction, reduces bureaucratic corruption, and improves citizens' administrative efficiency, integrates national cloud solutions and open source software to prevent vendor lock-in and optimize public spending, strengthens algorithmic transparency and data privacy frameworks to foster public trust in digital governance. Okay, curricular modernization. The Ministry of Public Education strategy for artificial intelligence in higher education. Curricular modernization, updating academic curricula across public universities to embed digital literacy and artificial intelligence competencies. Ethical and integrity boundaries, establishing national institutional guidelines to govern responsible artificial intelligence use, data privacy, and plagiarism prevention. Faculty training, upskilling, developing national-wide professionals development programs for education to master AI-driven pedagogy. Bridging educational divides, expanding equitable hardware access and network connectivity to prevent deepening academic inequalities. Final remarks. The study reveals that more than 60% of the university community already uses generative artificial intelligence, which has prompted the Ministry of Public Education to propose a 10-point plan for its ethical use. Finally, it underscores the need to align regulatory frameworks with a humanistic vision that prepares institutions for modern pedagogical challenges. In this way, the country seeks to modernize its government services while guaranteeing national autonomy in the face of accelerated global technological change. Core research takeaways: co-aligning public innovation frameworks with human-centric higher education policies fosters sustainable socioeconomic development. 2. Preserving digital sovereignty requires addressing physical infrastructure deficits while enforcing ethical artificial intelligence governance. Thanks very much. Oh, dejo de presentar.
Thank you so much, sir. Are there any
Yeah.
questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Miranda.
Thank you
Priyanshi,
very
if I
much.
may go ahead with
Okay,
a
sir, no
question.
questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sorry, I do have a question for Professor Miranda, if I may.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure, sir.
So, your final slide talked about more than 60% of the students and the faculty already using generative AI. So how would universities balance encouraging innovation while maintaining academic integrity. Is that something that you guys have thought about?
If I understood the question properly, I would like to express that we have faced a disruptive phenomenon with artificial intelligence. At, with this government, the universities and the Ministry of Public Education and the private sector are are doing meetings to plan and design new careers and new approachments to to face this uh, situation because we need new careers for young people and we need to build a infrastructure and public programs to reduce the digital divide because 50% of population is poor and maybe 75 and there are many challenges in many fronts of the nation and they are doing plans and they are doing meetings to think about ethics, to think about technology, innovation, and so on. Mhm.
Thank you, Prof. Herrera. I think that is indeed a challenge that the entire global society is facing in the wake of AI. So at least there is some proactive approach that we're seeing from Mexico, and we wish you all the very best going forward in your research. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
I
so much, sir.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Professor. Moving forward, I would like to request Sir Humberto Marit to kindly present his paper titled Digital Platforms and Urban Sustainability Lessons from Mexico City's Experience as a Smart City. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Yes, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I'm in Mexico City. It's good morning here. Can I share this presentation? Yes.
Yes, please share your screen. Also, I request others to keep their mics off so that there is no disturbance.
Sure. Well, you
Yes,
hear
sir, your
something
screen is
because of my
visible.
background. Sorry?
Your screen is visible. You may start.
Yeah. Can you see it? Do you? Can you?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, my topic is digital platforms and urban sustainability, lessons for Mexico City experience as a smart city. This is based on a research project which I have in the Instituto Politécnico Nacional from Mexico, and I am in the Centro de Investigaciones Económicas, Administrativas y Sociales in Mexico City. Uh, the next is, well, what is the theoretical framework for this present? Sorry, I skipped one. The transition to urban sustainability requires reforming inefficient mobility, enabling faster and cheaper communication, promoting more responsible patterns of production and consumption, and drawing on interdisciplinary approaches. In this sense, ICTs have emerged as a very powerful key tool for promoting sustainability and combating climate change in cities, giving rise to the smart city model, actually. And in the case of Mexico, Mexico City, which is the most populous city in Latin America, even uh, more of more populated Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So there are some pioneering examples of this application, and one outstanding is the called APPCDMX, which is a platform based on internet services, which was launched in 2019 as a tool for helping citizens to connect to several services in the city. This is a trend that was started to appear in the mid 2010 when some offices in Mexico started to present their information in the digital form. And later on, the government decided just to keep all this in one bundle and then present it as a platform. Well, what is our theoretical framework? In fact, this model starts to appear in several European cities, for instance, in Amsterdam, when they try to help citizens to connect faster and giving them some assistance in terms of help and health and security. And this model started to blend several platforms together, like services for water, safety, education, and in order to create more citizenship structure and sense of governance. The model actually also faces some barriers. In case of countries like Mexico, which is a developing country, still a developing country, we have problems, for instance, in terms of the infrastructure, the kind and quality of our internet services are still below standards. Although they are becoming very fast, they are still having some problems of reaching populations outside the periphery, outside the center of the city. Also, the digital divide, which is caused by problems of income and age, and also by problems of even attitudes to the new technology. In this case, our regulation, which is also lagging the technological advances, started to appear a barrier because they are not so fast to adopt the new technologies and instances. What is our model? Our model thinks that users, as we, as citizens, started to think for a community, and then we use a linking device, mainly a mobile phone, a cellular phone, we call it in Mexico, which is connected to these networks, digital networks, to proprietary apps, which are a lot of them, mostly are commercial for business. Then they access to the cloud access and then return to the users as a service. This is a chain of actions which is dependent of the technology, how reliable is the technology to access these services is crucial. For our study, we started to look at the CDMX app because it is one of the most robust platforms, to my knowledge, in terms of the services, the quantity of users that they serve, the terms of reach and range of the services, the comprehensive conditions that they need to cover, like for instance, technological proficiency, giving this connection all time and everywhere, and also to manage several complex tasks. In this endeavor, Claudia Sheinbaum, which is our current president, played a very big role. She started to push for this model when she was a mayor in Mexico City. And then she used the digital agency for starting to promote these activities. Since this launch, roughly 5 million people have downloaded the app. Today, in current terms, this app started to reach several additional services, more than they started to do at the beginning. And now they are covering health, education, entertainment, transport, police, advices for security, etc. And this is very interesting application for looking at. Well, this is our methodology because the agency, the ADIP agency, provides a statistical analysis of users. It is a very rich source of information because they are coming for several users. They usually use this platform to post comments, complaints, even suggestions, and they are based on this kind of interaction with similar to chats. And we take advantage of this information to use a lexical analysis in this universe of opinions. And we use just the time, our time frame was September 10 to 19, the last year, covering almost 6,700 comments because we consider that they are the most relevant for our study. And we look for the word frequency as a proxy of these opinions. Normally, this kind of studies, lexical analysis, are very useful when we have a vast source of information for especially comments from users. They are using this, for instance, in customer services. Well, what is the CDM apps menu, which we can look at this our cellular phone screen? They are serving quality on digital wallet when we can use this to charge an account of amount for money for buying transport services. We can make emergency calls. We can look at the weather. What is the weather in this moment in the city? Look at the spectacles and the entertainment shows that are in the city in the moment. We can use the transport card similar to these wallets, digital wallets. In fact, we can hire a bicycle, a neck bicycle, which are a lot of spots around the city by a fee. We can use a home alarm in case of an emergency calling for the police. We use the digital report also for reporting issues regarding public services, even water cuts or electricity cuts or some accidents in parks, for instance, some trees that are falling down, whatever. We can use this report. We can check our automobiles in terms of the validity for instance, for environmental issues, if they're just beginning to have problems for the time that they are allowed to stay. We can call taxis and etc. So in terms of the user, in terms of the Mexican citizen, it is a very large menu of services that are available just by clicking on it in our cellular phones. Well, what are our results? Results show that the situation in this app, normally, as we want to expect, is the kind of services that people are expecting, the quality, the reach of the service, and also how updated they are. So I'm looking at these comments, which are the most relevant or the most common or the most frequent are licensed drivers, for instance, which is also a kind of service that the platform provides. Incidents, as I told, for instance, someone who needs help because of an accident, a street accident, or because they need to call the police because of an issue in terms of security. They also complain about services if the fees are very high, or even if they are not receiving enough water in their homes. So in terms of the kind of comments that people try to post, it is interesting to look at most of them, although they are critic, they also are thankful because they note or they acknowledge that the service that the platform provides is very helpful in many cases. So our distribution suggests a very positive perception of the platform, although, as I mentioned, some complain because there's a knowledge gap. Probably the platform need to upgrade several services or even to try to reach additional activities in terms of the provision of tools that they can offer. And this is our analysis in
It's a
practical.
gentle
It's
10
a
minutes
lexical analysis.
reminder.
Yes, sure. I'm just finishing. The lexical analysis shows, as I mentioned, what is the bigger the font is the most important comment. So we can say it immediately. It's license, digital, work, account, service, good, etc. So in terms of the analysis, I think it's a very helpful beginning for looking at these platforms as a way of connecting services in a smart city. So our conclusion is the government provides this service free. You just need to log on the Wi-Fi spot. You can look at the platform and you just need to download the application to your phone and people are starting to connect. I'm not sure if this service is available in other cities of Mexico. I don't know honestly, but I think they are just beginning to appear in several big cities as Guadalajara and Monterrey. So consolidating these services into a platform can give Mexico a very high profile in terms of a smart city model, even for other emerging nations. Well, in my case, thank you very much for your attention. and I will be ready for answers and questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Are there any questions?
Priyanshi, are we doing well with time?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to squeeze in a question to Professor Merritt. Thank you,
Yes,
Professor
sir.
Merritt. I'd like to firstly start by saying that this is indeed commendable. Your team has been, I mean, it's doing a fantastic job, especially when it is of service to the community. I see that there are quite a bit of positive or encouraging statements that you receive as part of your surveys. And I think you touched on the frustrations or limitations of these colleagues or from the citizens, let me put it that way. Uh, what do you have a plan to integrate those frustrations and limitations into future versions?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's more in the political side of the problem. Our politicians are prone to react to negative comments. In fact, when they receive a very negative comment and it becomes a trending topic, they started to react very fast. I think it happens everywhere. But in case of Mexico City, this is particularly a sensitive issue because we are now involved in an election process. So everything that is going to be bad or is becoming worse. So the people are, especially the opposition, are using these terms to attack the government. So the people in the government are very sensitive to react to any issue that appear in the platform. But to the best of my knowledge, they are doing quite well in terms of the services. It used to be bad because normally the service get down very often, but now it's very stable. So in my opinion, it is very helpful if you need to, for instance, to know how is the process that you are doing for paperwork and some red tape, and you can look at the process directly, so you can get an update in real time. For my knowledge, I think it's working, and for sure can be best, can be better, can be improved in very short time.
No, thank you. That's very encouraging to hear. You know, it is not only the positive comments but from a researcher's point of view, it's those improvements that you can make in the future versions. So once again,
Sure.
all the best to you and your team, and commendable work that you guys are doing.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. It's my pleasure. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Are there any more questions? Okay, since there are no more questions, we will be moving forward. I would like to request Sir Olivan de Silva Robello, I hope I pronounced that correctly, to kindly present his paper titled Dodecahedral Framework, a conceptual proposition for the analysis of the constituent elements of the metaverse experience networks. So, do we have you here with us?
Okay. Hi
Yes.
guys. Do you audio?
Yeah, you're audible. Can you please share your screen?
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. You may start.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Hi guys. I am Olivan Rabelo, University of Bahia, Federal of Bahia, and the University of Bologna in Italy. My presentation se titula The Dodecahedral Framework, the Code Experience Networking. The timeline of convergence, the three variables initiated, infrastructure, global 5G, 6G, and cloud computing expansion, visual engine, hyper-realistic graphic engines, and accessible VR, glass, etc. Trust architecture, mensuration of blockchain and Web3, enfim. The rise of experience network technology cases to be a flat screen and becomes and enable spaces. they might the single metaverse. Generic networks, multi-uso, focus on broad communication, for example, Roblox, Fortnite, and specific networks, proprietary focus in brand experience, for example, Nightland, Meta Residency Tower, etc. The paradigmatic leap from two-dimension to immersive. The era of social networks and the era of experience networks. Dimension in device, 2D, 2D screens, smartphone and PC, era social networks, and experience networks, three-dimensionality or three-dimensionality, glass and lens and 3D interface, temporality, era social network, asynchronous view the past, and era experience network, synchronous experience in real time, user world, passive content consumer, and in the social network, experience network, intrinsic protagonism, co-creation, and courage. Success metric, engagement, in era social network, like, share, the era experience network, share experience, permanence, emotion, e value creation. The anatomy, the experience network, do decadero framework, the four dimension, dimension one, immersive realism, three-dimensionality, hyperrealism, immersive interactivity, dimension two, space, temporal rupture, com synchronicity, unlimited laws of physicals, dimension 3, metaculture, digital identities, gamifications, AI rules of conduct, immersive sustainability, interoperability. Dimension 4, tokenized economy, NFTs for authentication, cryptocurrency, DeFi. The variable one, three-dimensionality, the two D restriction for retinal projections in 3D space, the graduation, upgrade in visualization in three-dimensionality. Variable two, hyperrealism of environments. The goal of the digital twin e operational impact. The digital twin mirror diagram, the visualization facility in this process, hyperrealism environment. Variable 3, immersive interactivity with three elements. One, intrinsic protagonism. Two, courage. Three, immersive market. Variable 4, synchronicity, the dimension space-time rupture. A definição this view, the presentation, the enabler e impacto de transformas digital engajamento em continuous cooperative experience, for example. The variable 5, exemplified from physical laws, liberation, excuse me, liberation from constraints, infinite build potential, e to stress in the portal building universe and creative, por exemplo, cancer, gravity, and the universal solution. Variável 6, digital identities, dimensão meta-culture, meta-humans, humans, user controllers, e, por exemplo, avatares, AI digital assistance, system control, etc. The variable 7, gamification and adver games, experience network are not strict games, but are have to gamific special environments. The adver game strategy, brand intellectual zone, social and corporation space, and the application this case study em Cidade Alta, the Brazil gamification this paper. Variable 8, AI immediate privacy and interaction, input user voice text command, mediate engine, AI core, machine learning, natural language process, output, dynamic environment generation, real-time translation, behavioral modernization in privacy, enfim, these outputs this process. Variable 9, sustainability and ESG impact, physical event, por exemplo, Allianz Parque Stadium, this fisicamente established, né? High carbon footprint, increase physical raw materials, massive logistic plan, and significant participant travel. The virtual event, por exemplo, Fortnite concert, the material shift, eliminates physical materials in travel, increase on server process, secure data centers, and grid energy. Mass scale, low footprint, a virtual concept can host teams of millions of simultaneous users with fraction. The carbon footprint of a physical stadium event perfectly aligned with corporate ESG goals. Variable 10, interoperability of networks. This view the synthetic quad box strategic goal, guarantee possibilidade exponentiality, increase brand engagement, monetization, and use retention without authentic metaverse cannot exist. Okay? Do we? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Variável 12, NFT authentication, sorry, intellectual capital, tokenization process, smart contracts, decentralized marketplace, non-fungible tokens, NFTs, act in immutable certification
10 minutes
authentics. Okay, perfect. They allow brands to create digital wearables and the accessories as licensed assets, generates new revenue streams, will originated for intellectual capital. The last variable 20, cryptocurrency monetization, the financial foundation, institutional adoption, global interaction, the blockchain node, por exemplo. The finish com this slide, operations in the framework, academic and the corporation application. The dodecahedral framework provides definition map for ordering, analyzing, and capitalizing the complex new frontier of the metaverse. Strategic metrics, academic and the research value, this box, corporation and brand strategy, the box. This is your vision. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Are there any questions?
Are we still good with time, Priyanshi?
Yes, sir. We have a
Okay.
bit of time.
Okay. I'll ask two questions, Professor Abello. The first one is a trick question. It is, how do you respond to Professor Merritt's comment that Mexico City is bigger than Rio de Janeiro? That's a
So,
trick question. It's okay. I don't think you need to answer that. Let me rephrase or
Okay.
get into my second question.
The two series, it's big series, but Rio de Janeiro, it's beautiful city as well. City, Mexico City, but the quantitative the habitation population, it is more. It is very, 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 very population in two cities. But Rio de Janeiro deve ser
Okay.
the
No, thank you. No,
quantitative
it was.
population big.
It's fine. My question was not to entice anyone, but just something that I thought, having a Brazilian and a Mexican in the group, I needed to ask that question. My main question, I think I'll post it on the group. Maybe you can respond on the chat. I think that will also help us to save a bit more time. You'll also get time to do translations if needed. So with your permission, Prof. Rabello, can I post the question on the chat box for you? Okay, Priyanshi, I think I'll post the question on the chat box for Prof. Rabello.
sure, sir.
Okay, your lesson. Yes.
So, Dr. Abello, sir will be posting a question in the chat for you, so you can respond to that there. All right. We'll be moving forward. I would like to request the next presenter, Sir Meshak Ratchikombo, to kindly present his paper titled Effects of Reward Engineering in Deep Reinforcement Learning in Stock Index Trading. Do we have you here with us, sir? Is anyone from the team present?
Sorry, Priyanshi, I saw that one of them were online a bit earlier.
Sorry?
But maybe we can. I saw that Meshak was online slightly earlier. I'm not sure if he's still online.
He's still in the call, but he's not
Yes.
responding.
Okay. Meshak, can you unmute yourself?
Since there's no response, let's move forward. I'll take this presentation again at the end.
Okay, we also have response from Meshak. He says that he has some issues with this mic.
All right, so we'll be taking his presentation at the end. I would like to request Ma'am Lydie Simon to kindly present her paper titled Hybrid Machine Learning Models for Spatiotemporal Modeling and Prediction of Tropical Diseases using Environmental and Socioeconomic Data, the case of Burkina Faso. Do we have you here with us, ma'am? I can see her in the call. Ma'am, are you available?
I'm here.
All right. Can you please share your screen?
Yes. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, your screen is visible. You may start.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm coming. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lily Simon Tapsoba from Burkina Faso, and I'm going to present our work on a hybrid machine learning approach for predicting malaria dynamics in Burkina Faso using environmental and socioeconomic data. The objective is to support early warning systems and improve public health decision making. So I would like to tell you that I have some connection problems here, but can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. So malaria remains a major public health challenge in Burkina Faso and represents a significant burden for the healthcare system. Because transmission depends strongly on climate and environmental conditions, accurate forecasting tools are needed to anticipate outbreaks and optimize resource allocation. This study uses malaria surveillance data collected across the 13 health regions of Burkina Faso between 2010 and 2024. These epidemiological data were combined with satellite-derived environmental variables such as rainfall, temperature, vegetation index, altitude, and population density. We developed a hybrid model combining random forest and XGBoost. Random forest provides stability and robustness, while XGBoost captures complex nonlinear relationships. Their predictions are combined using a weighted ensemble to improve overall performance. To better capture malaria dynamics, we created additional temporal features such as rainfall lakes, moving averages, and seasonal indicators. These engineered variables help the model represent delayed environmental effects and seasonal transmission patterns. We evaluated the model using both temporal and spatial validation. Data from 2024 were used as an independent test set, while group K-fold cross-validation assessed the model's ability to generalize across regions. Performance was measured using R-squared, RMSE, MAE, and MAPE. The hybrid model achieved excellent performance with an R-squared of 0.976 and MAPE of only 5.8%. These results substantially outperform previously reported models for malaria prediction in Burkina Faso. Shape analysis showed that the most influential variables are cumulative rainfall, population density, and alleged rainfall. These findings confirm that both environmental and human factors play important role in malaria transmission. The model identified Haut-Bassin, East, and Southwest as the highest risk regions. It also generated 6 months forecasts that can support planning activities such as drug procurement, bed net distribution, and epidemic preparedness. In conclusion, the proposed hybrid model provides accurate and interpretable malaria predictions. It can serve as valuable decision support tool for the National Malaria Control Program. Future work will focus on climate forecasting, integration, finer spatial analysis, and deployment through interactive decision support platforms. I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Priyanshi. I have one question, if I may.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Thank you, Ms. Soba. It's really a very, very good study, and I think something that the whole world can actually look up to. Congratulations to you and your team for running it. I see your
Thank you.
training data is from 2010 to 2023. With the variations in climatic conditions, how do you have a plan to integrate those? Let me start by saying, is there a lot of variation in the temperature or the rainfall data from 2010 to 2023? Do you see any variations there?
Yes, there are some variations there.
Okay. So have you factored those into your training model? I would assume so.
Can you repeat, please, your question?
So my question is, are you able to factor in the climate changes so that your model can be more robust? Is that something that you have done?
Okay.
Can you hear us, Ms. Tapsoba? Okay, it's fine. Priyanshi, I think I will
Yeah,
post the
shall we move
question on the
forward, sir?
chat box, if that's okay.
Sure, I'll move forward. I would like to request Yasmane Priyato to kindly present his paper titled Predicting Exploitability on Networking System Vulnerabilities Using a Low Dimensionality Decision Tree Algorithm. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Can you please share your screen?
Did you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. You may start.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Well, I work at Universidad Católica de la Santísima Concepción in Chile, and today I'm going to talk about predicting exploitability on networking systems vulnerabilities using a decision tree algorithm. Well, networking systems is a collection of autonomous connected devices that share data, resources, and services using signals that traverse physical media. Traditionally, those systems have been designed as hardware-based with embedded proprietary software. Yeah? Software plays a critical role in those systems, and it is involved in their operating systems, applications, and processes, management and operation, monitoring, security, billing, etc. Nowadays, there have been a shift towards more softwareized networks. Two examples of those technologies are network function virtualization, where network functions are virtualized to run over non-dedicated hardware, and software-defined networks, which offers centralized management by separating data and control plane. Softwareizations offer a higher flexibility, scalability, resource efficiency, and shorter time to market. Nonetheless, it also introduces a new threat domain in the form of bugs, backdoors, and vulnerabilities. A software vulnerability is a fault or weakness in software design, code, or configuration that can be exploited by attackers to break down system security, integrity, or availability. During the last decade, we have seen a sustained growth on the number of software vulnerabilities detected on different systems and applications. Remarkably, in 2025, almost 49,000 vulnerabilities were reported. Software vulnerabilities on networking systems can be as harmful as hardware failures. Besides, they are harder to detect and can be exploited concurrently. Even though the number of vulnerabilities is in the thousands, only about 1% of those vulnerabilities are actually exploited. That poses a practical problem for software engineers, and is which vulnerability should be prioritized for patching if they are not equally likely exploitable. Vulnerabilities appear during software production and can be discovered once software is commercialized. Once detected by a software analyst, the vulnerability is informed to the vendor and is reported online on databases such as the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures, which is run by Mitre, and the National Vulnerability Database, which is managed by NIST. The software is safe once a patch is available and gets installed on affected device. There is a window from when software is commercialized until the patch are installed, where vulnerabilities can be exploited. Two examples of such vulnerabilities are CVE 2026 128, which affects devices from Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN, and it is known that this vulnerability has been exploited in the wild. Another example is CVE 2026 33784, which affects a virtualized function on devices from Juniper Networks. And to the date, there is no evidence that this vulnerability has been exploited. Okay. This information, the reported vulnerabilities, appear on the MVD database as such. There is an identification, there is a brief description. We have metrics, for example, base score, which shows the severity of this vulnerability. Also, there is a notice that this vulnerability is known to have been exploited. And we have a list of known affected configurations. All this information can also be accessed through a JSON file, which brings more granularity. in our work, we use this type of files to deal with prediction. Okay, so to identify which vulnerabilities are more likely to be exploited, we follow a machine learning approach that we divide in two steps. First, we build a feature space to represent the vulnerabilities. The samples are labeled according to if they have been exploited or not. And this feature space has as many dimensions as variables we have to describe those vulnerabilities. Later, in the second steps, we look for an optimal decision surface to separate both classes. In the state of the art, authors typically use two sources to get the features. On the one hand, they use some methods of natural language processing to extract features from textual descriptions of the vulnerabilities. On the other hand, they use numerical variables that can be accessed directly from NVD database. All these features are later fed into a classifier to identify which vulnerabilities are exploited or not. Okay. However, using natural language processing implies using a massive amount of features, which eventually make it difficult to interpret which features are more significant and the decisions that the classifiers made. In our work, we propose using numerical variables only, which are directly extracted from MVD and from another database. Okay, additional to MVD, we use the Common Weakness Enumeration database. Another difference with the state of the art is that most of the work used these two databases to define what is an exploited vulnerability. This database, they list for which vulnerabilities there are available exploits. However, the existence of a mechanism of attack does not mean that this vulnerability will be eventually attacked. So in our work, we instead use the CISA-KEV database, which register which vulnerabilities are known to have been exploited in the wild. Well, this table shows a list of the features that we have used in our work, their sources, the type of variable, and a brief descriptions of each feature. Now, MVD database contains vulnerabilities from different types of systems and applications.
A gentle 10 minutes reminder.
We filter this database using the CVE field to extract vulnerabilities that affects representative networking vendors such as Cisco, Juniper, Fortinet, and classical communication protocols such as Ethernet, TCP, UDP. We extracted 22,260 non-exploit vulnerabilities and 386 exploited vulnerabilities. We mix those vulnerabilities and separate these sets into a training and a testing set. We assessed three machine learning models, specifically linear discriminant analysis, decision tree, and k-nearest neighbor. To assess the classifiers, we employ typical machine learning metrics, which are based on the confusion matrix. We observe that KNN and LDA obtain the higher accuracies. Nonetheless, these classifiers are good identifying non-exploit vulnerabilities, but present a very low performance for exploited vulnerabilities, as can be seen in the recalls. And this shows that accuracy can be very misleading on heavily imbalanced datasets. On the other hand, DT shows that is very good at detecting exploited vulnerabilities, capturing 88% of them. Well, all classifiers present a good precision on the non-exploited class, but performs very poorly on the exploited class. In practical terms, this means that the models are not able to prioritize in the actual form and needs improvement.
Sir, you have exceeded the
So,
12-minute mark. I request you to kindly
thank you.
complete the presentation.
I finished my presentation.
Thank you so much, sir.
Priyanshi, can we squeeze in a question?
So we are actually a bit out
No
of time. We
problem.
also have one presentation.
No problem. Let's go on.
All right. Thank you so much. I would like to request Sir Meshak Rache Combo to kindly present his paper titled Effects of Reward Engineering and Deep Enforcement, Learning in Stock Index Trading. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Yes, you do. Can you confirm that you can hear me, please?
Yes, you are audible. Can you just increase your volume a bit?
Okay. Let's see.
Yes.
I'll just have to raise my voice. Okay.
Yes. It's audible. Can you
Okay.
please share your screen?
Oh, am I not yet sharing?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's see why that is. Okay. Share the screen. Also share system audio now. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Okay. Share the entire
If there's an
screen.
issue on your end, you can share your presentation in the chat box. I can present it on your behalf.
Okay. Still no, or still there's still no visual coming through, right?
No.
Okay, no problem. Let me just attach it quickly. Okay. There I just sent it.
Just give me a moment, please.
Thank you.
Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'll try to make up for the time that I've lost. Hi, everyone. My name is Misha Krachikomba. I'm a student at the University of the Western Cape. This is part of my master's work. Where I'm doing research on reinforcement learning applied to stock index trading. So on this presentation or on this paper, the main focus was focusing on effects of reward engineering on deep reinforcement learning for stock index trading, and basically looking at how the design of a reward function, not data, not architecture or anything in the engine setup, just a reward, how it shapes the agent's behavior. Can you go to the next slide? Next slide. Oh. Thank you. So uh, deep reinforcement learning agents are only as good as the reward that trains them, just as a kid is as good uh, as the motives that moves them or their principles. So profit only rewards overtrade because though because these chase returns, these chase just keep on chasing profit without looking at it basically like ignoring things like risks and basically and stability that of those returns, and then deployment remains unstable, where we see that reported gains are only specific to the market that they were trained in, and evaluation is very narrow. Most studies only test inside those that the markets that they were trained in, and then like we see that through this presentation and the research, we see that reward design acts as a powerful inductive bias which shapes the agent the agent optimizes for long before the architecture or hyperparameters ever get into effect. Next slide. Okay. So isolating the reward from everything. So prior work mainly focuses on varying the brain, which is the architecture of the models or the agents, data sets, and reward all at once, making it impossible to isolate reward design as the cause of behavioral differences. And then most agents are only tested on the training market. So genuine generalization is rarely verified. And then this basically now we're trying to look at controlling just the reward, wherein we make an experimental setup where only the reward changes, the brain stays the same, the data and the data stays the same, only the reward or what influences the agent changes. And also we barely see a cross market evaluation wherein, like as mentioned before, agents are tested on the same market they were trained in, and then we get to see equity-based drawdown analysis, capturing realized and unrealized risk that balance only a matrix. Next, thank you. So deep reinforcement learning in a nutshell is summarized in the following way. We have an agent, we have an environment, and then the agent takes an action in the environment, and then the agent gets a reward where it does all that in a state, and then upon performing an action, it gets to a new state which is connected to the previous state. And then this is hard for deep reinforcement learning because there's especially in finance, because there's delayed rewards and path dependent, as in like this is specifically dependent on the market conditions at that time. Markets are very non-stationary and extreme. Designing an effective reward is quite difficult. Next. Next slide. Thank you. The reward function is the real teacher in deep reinforcement learning. Profit-based rewards ignore volatility, drawdown, and they lead to overtrading, aggressive exposure, where one can lead to maybe like huge losses, and they are very much vulnerable to regime changes. And then risk-aware rewards encode volatility, drawdown, and transaction costs, leading to stable conservative behavior, wherein sparse and event-driven reward face delayed reward due to delay in the events, and then selective participation because events might not be happening as often, and then reduces over trading as well. Next. So in this experiment, we fix the following. We have fixed market data, same state representation, the same action space, same architecture, same optimization strategy, and same random seeds. The only thing that is varied are the reward functions, which we create like 6, each paired with one fully trained model and a seed allocated to it to reduce bias. Next. Okay, so this this research, the data we use are FTSE data, which is obtained from Yahoo data, and then we test the model on S&P 500, Nike 225 for evaluation, and then the training data is from 2016 until 2021, and then the evaluation is from 2022 until 2026. Thank you. So we also have discrete actions. So the agent can only buy, sell, or hold, wherein buy will basically close all the sell trades that are existing within the environment that the agent has, and then sell will close all the buy trades that are already there. And then the state vector is open, high, low, close, and volume varied features such as RSI, MEG, and also some other computed indicators such as the RSI, MACD, moving average, and then Bollinger Bands, equity, and balance for the agent. And then we also feed the open trades and the agent's drawdown. And then we go with we normalize using quantile transformers, and then we also include transaction costs to make sure that our environment closely reflects the reflects like the actual trading environment, and then we do not have any slippage because these vary depending on market prices and brokers that people use, and then we also look at consistency where identical assumptions are made across all reward functions, keeping comparisons fair. Next slide. So the architecture for our model is a DQN branch with noisy layers, and also an LSTM branch, wherein we concatenate into one noisy layer, and then we get the action. And then this design, the noisy layer gives, the reason for this design is that the noisy layer gives state-dependent exploration under non-stationary markets. And then LSTM captures short temporal dependencies, which DQN would miss. Dropout increases generalization to unseen indices. And then architecture is also held fixed across all 6 experiments. Next. Okay, so the experiment is done in the following way. We train 1,000 episodes per model. So this is like each episode is basically it runs from like 2016 to 2021. And then we have 5 random seeds, and then to make sure that the model learns good behavior to not drop the initial capital below 50%, we basically implement an early stop with a
Gentle 10 minutes.
punishment. Okay, and then the hardware we use an RTX 4060 GPU Intel. Next, I'd like to go to the results. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the setup for the reward, and then after using those setups on the previous the previous setup, we basically see that higher growth and higher variance is delivered by the profit-oriented and then smoother controlled trajectories delivered by risk-aware and then episodic equity jumps triggered by sparse rewards. Next. So the behavior travels from, we see that the behavior travels from FTSE to S&P 500 and Nike 255. Our relative behavior tendency per reward remain stable across heterogeneous markets, and also profit-based reward keep prioritizing exposure and return, maximizing on every market tested, and then risk-aware keep emphasizing on drawdown regardless of the market, and then sparse rewards remain selective, engaging mainly on stronger signals, and then using the Friedman test, which basically makes sure, which basically checks if the results we have are valid. We see that rewards, we get a Friedman test value of less than 0.001, which basically suggests that the the behaviors that are yielded by all 6 experiments are not just random, but rather there is an actual influence to the model's behavior. Next.
So you have crossed the 12-minute mark. I request if we can conclude.
Okay, so this is my last slide. Our 4 takeaways is that reward shapes behavior, equity-based drawdown methods, and then behaviors. We see that behaviors across different markets generalize, and there's no universal reward that works for each and every window. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? We can squeeze in like 1 or 2 questions, Rangit sir, if you want to.
Thank you, Priyanshi. Mr. Rakshikombo, thank you so much for your presentation. I think the $1 million question everyone is going to ask you is, are you making money?
Am I making my? I don't have the capital to actually like put to try it out, but yeah.
That's a wise answer. On a serious note, the fluctuations in the markets that we've recently seen with the crisis in the Middle East, have they thrown off your data a bit, or how do you respond to those kind of variations in the market?
That was quite a surprising thing I saw when I was like training my models, because if you saw, I trained from 2016 to 2021, and that was a pre-COVID time, and then the testing was done like after. So the market, the models seemed to have learned the fundamental pattern, because even though like the wars and everything happening have an effect, the fundamentals of the market mainly, one would say they are quite, they haven't yet changed, or they are still quite similar to back then. So even though I haven't really like done that investigation to the point where I can say that the model, the war specifically, but COVID, pre-COVID and after COVID, that part, I was quite surprised to see that the models are still able to take effective decisions, even though the data that they were trained in and tested in was in different time regions.
Okay. I see your trading was on the FTSE index. Why not choose the JSE? The Johannesburg Stock Exchange?
I think it was just a thing of data availability and and just like curiosity, I guess.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And with that, we have come to the end of this session. I sincerely thank all the authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session. and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this 10th version and all the previous 9 versions of the conferences. We will be happy to have you in the 11th version in 2027 as well. Please note that all the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days, and the publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of WorldS4 2026. I would also like to thank our session chair, Sir Dr. Rangiz Kuriakose. Thank you so much, sir, for chairing this session. As just a second. So here's a small token of appreciation from the team of WorldS4 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Before concluding the session, I would like to request you to share a few words about the session, how you felt, and then we will end the session.
Yeah. Thank you, Priyanshi. Thank you to the ISBM team as well. As always, I think you guys have put together a great conference. And today, I was privileged to listen to, several presentations, 6 to be precise, starting with digital governance from Prof. Miranda, then going on to the smart city platforms by Prof. Merit, the conceptual frameworks for metaverse by Prof. Rabello, which was very encouraging as well as very futuristic. Good work there. Mishak presented on the reinforcement learning in financial markets. And I think one of the best presentations from a human point of view, the explainable AI for malaria prediction by Ms. Tapsoba and her team, as well as the machine learning for cybersecurity from Dr. Prieto. I think all of this, what it shows is the different dimensions of digital transformation that we're going through. And it's very encouraging to see that, despite being in different corners of the world, we are all going towards that similar goal. Another key takeaway for me is the growing importance of interdisciplinary collaborations. Today's presentations, they brought together expertise from computer science, engineering, healthcare, economics, urban planning, and public policy. These are all demonstrating very impactful solutions for the future. So once again, fantastic work, colleagues from all over the world. It was fantastic listening to you. It was very informative. And once again, thank you to the team from ISBM. It's a fantastic work that you guys have done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you everyone for your valuable presence. It was a great session. And before ending the session, I would like to request everyone to please turn on their cameras so we can take a quick snapshot and then we will end the call. All right, I'll be taking the snapshot in 1, 2, 3.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyanshi.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, all of you.